And welcome to True Blue Politics Daily Podcast with Anita and Karen for May 27th, 2026. Hey, Anita.
Hey Karen, how's it going?
Oh my God, so good. How about you?
I'm okay, but I'm, kind of scared of this whole AI thing that's
You
going on.
are. What's to be scared of? The
I know.
robots
It's to
aren't
be
going to
scared.
kill us. Come on.
I don't know about that. They might as well. They're going to take our jobs and pollute our air and take our water. So,
Yeah. Well, I want to say right out of the gate, we did have a couple of wins with the courts shooting down the redistricting maps in Alabama and South Carolina for the midterms. So that's a bit of good news right out of the gate.
yeah, I was, and the once very conservative Republican came out
Mm-hmm.
in South Carolina and said he just couldn't do it. His conscience wouldn't let him.
Good. Wow, they have a
So
conscience.
I
Okay.
know. Well,
Okay.
what? South Carolina
We'll take it.
surprised me. Remember
Mm-hmm.
they had that I think he was the head of their Senate. I don't know what they call it, Senate Majority Leader. I don't know what they call him. But do you remember that guy that was speaking out about Trump's rhetoric leading to violence? And
Mm, yeah, I
do you
don't know.
remember him?
It was
Yeah,
very rare. So
out of South Carolina, which
yeah.
is,
Mhm.
well, maybe he was out of Georgia. I could be wrong. But
We
one
don't
of those
know.
states.
It's
One of those
it's
states. It really
very
doesn't
rare.
matter.
It's a
It's
rare
very
thing.
rare.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Unfortunately, in Texas, we nominated a serial criminal.
Mm.
Yeah,
So it's
and
so it's a, yeah, so it's Wednesday, so it's a done deal. And
yeah,
Ken Paxton is the
not o-
Republican nominee.
not only that,
Fantastic.
oh, I know, fantastic. Well, he won by 30 points. It was not even close. And John Cornyn, oh my God, he left. He's leaving with absolutely no dignity. I swear to God, this
None.
guy. Well, yeah, he was like saying things like he would change, he would, name something after Trump. I mean, he was just all over
What
just, I know. I mean, he was just making an ass of himself, and look what it got him. He lost by 30 points. So what does he have left? Nothing.
what did it get you? All of the sucking up. I mean, what
Hmm.
did that get him?
Well, not only is that, but now I he's going to support Ken Paxton after all of that, and people were
After
asking.
all of that, I mean, okay, what
Hold
the
on.
hell?
All
I'm
right, folks.
sorry. Oops, sorry. Hold on. What the hell is with that? Really? Like
He's a Repu-
seriously? I'm sorry. There's nothing redeemable about him.
there's nothing redeemable about a lot of these people, and they're
Mm-hmm.
just, these Republicans. And I know, what's telling about Ken Paxton winning like this is just really what has happened. I mean, who the Republican base is.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is a criminal.
Yep.
He is um his staff testified against him in his impeachment, okay? His own
Right.
staff.
Right.
The Republican Congress in Texas impeached him.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why he wasn't convicted was not because he was innocent, was because he
Right.
was threatening these senators as
Mm-hmm.
attorney general.
Hmm.
I mean, he is
That
just
sounds familiar.
yes, it does. Well, no, him and they're cut out of the same cloth. Him and Trump. I'm
Yep.
not surprised Trump likes him.
Of course.
Listen to this. One time, he was in the office of this lawyer, and he was writing. The lawyer had this really nice pen. I forget what it's called, but it was worth $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
So when this lawyer stepped out of the room, Ken Paxton stole it, and then he denied stealing it, and then the video came out of him stealing
Mm,
it.
my God.
So he had to. I guess he had to admit it. I don't know. I'm not sure he even admitted, even though the video everybody saw it.
Mm.
That's the kind of person he is. Anyway,
Yeah.
and he's been having an affair with this woman. He's a big Christian. He's been having an affair with
Quote
this
unquote. Yeah.
other
Hmm.
Christian woman
Right.
with 7 children, of
Mm-hmm.
course.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and who they paid like $2 million for a love nest he purchased, and nobody knows where he got the money.
Mm-hmm.
He's just he got a friend of his I don't know if it was a friend of his or a friend of his son or something like that.
Hmm.
He got him he sexually molested this boy or raped this boy from the age of 8 and multiple times. And Ken Paxton got him 1 day in jail. The
Hmm.
judge was so horrified by that, he increased it to 60 days. But
Oh
it should have
my
been, of course, one. The guy
God.
pled guilty.
That's unbelievable. That is
Unbelievable.
unbelievable. Oh
I
my
know.
God. Do you
I'm
know how
telling
many
you,
people up here in Illinois, they're sitting there whining about
corrupt.
how much, oh, the taxes, and oh, we're so corrupt, so
You
corrupt. And
got
like,
no, you know what?
we
You
have,
guys don't know
you
what
know,
corrupt is.
well, the thing of it is, we know what corrupt is, and we hold corrupt and criminal people accountable.
That's, of
We've
course.
literally, like, I've lost count of how many governors, you
Oh,
know,
I know. And multiple governors, and people always say, well,
multiple
look at Illinois. They're
governors,
so corrupt. No,
right?
they
No,
just
we
hold their officials
accountable.
accountable.
The
They
people
go
who
to
do wrong,
prison.
they go to prison. Okay,
And then
that's
guess
the
what? Donald
difference.
Trump pardons them.
Yeah, they exactly. They don't get to, yeah, they don't get to, run for office and get
Mm-mm.
elected by, I'm sorry, but I'm looking at the results here. So 63.8, and this was with 98.9 counted, with 16,000 remaining. So this may not be the final number, but even at this, Ken Paxton, this indicted piece of shit,
Serial adulterer who calls himself a Christian.
right, got 885,949 votes, 63.8% of the vote. Meanwhile, John Cornyn got 501,725, 36.2% of the Republican vote. So here's my question to you. What happens with the Cornyn voters?
I don't know. Several of them, I've heard several, okay? At least this is what I've heard, have said that they're not going to vote. A lot of them, some of them are saying like, I just, there's no place for me.
Mm-hmm.
The Democrats are too far left. These are Republicans, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and the Republicans have gone too far right. So I think a lot of them just aren't going to vote. Honestly, I just think because this was really kind of a I don't know, such a dividing line between, even though Cornyn really is corrupt too,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not a criminal. Ken Paxton is probably the most corrupt person in America,
Mm-hmm.
politician in America ever
Yep.
that I know of. And I just think, people that voted for Cornyn, they knew exactly who Ken Paxton was and they just hate him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure some of them are going to hold their nose and vote for Paxton, but we only need a few. And by the way, there was an article in I don't remember, it was in Raw Story, but it came from somewhere else, about how few people actually voted in that primary compared to the Democrats.
Okay.
And that's a terrible sign for them.
Interesting. It
Yeah.
sure is. It sure is. Well, all right. Well, listen, I mean, so there's some things to be hopeful about. Tellerico is pulling way higher, right? I mean, I think
Oh
what is
yeah.
it, like a 10 point
It
difference
was
between the two or
45.
something?
The latest poll had him up 7 points.
7 points.
And
Okay.
that was today from
Okay.
just after Ken Paxton won the nomination. I mean, yeah, won the nomination last night.
Okay.
So we'll see what
Good.
happens.
Well,
Here's the
that's
thing,
good.
real quick. I just want to say this:
Mm-hmm.
no Democrat, at least I don't think so. No, there hasn't been a Democrat since Lloyd Benson,
Mm-hmm.
who has actually been ahead consistently. James Tellerico is ahead in every poll. So at this point in the election,
Mm-hmm.
before the midterms,
Okay.
and he has been ahead in every poll.
Okay.
I remember with Beto, that was people were real excited because there was like one poll that came out and he was a point ahead of Ted Cruz,
One
right?
point. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
1 point. So here, and he James Tellerico was averaging 4 points ahead of Ken Paxton right
Wow.
now.
That's amazing.
I know.
Even with his
So
six genders.
yeah, even with the six genders, believe me, the people
Those people are so dumb.
there's so, and not only that, but I got to say this: most of these people that support Ken Paxton are
Hmm.
the evangelical
Dumbest.
Christians.
The dumbest.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
really? Well,
hmm
okay,
yep.
whatever. Yeah.
I know. Well, they're not.
Okay,
Yeah.
not really.
Think of it,
Okay, so
what you might. Yeah.
today we wanted to focus, but I mean this was important to talk about. We needed to talk
Hmm.
about some, good stuff. You had asked Claude AI, um, uh, who is the biggest investors in the United States in data centers.
Hmm.
And so Claude answered, so the biggest data center investors in the US are mainly the tech giants like Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and Meta, who are pouring massive amounts into building out AI infrastructure. Microsoft alone is investing over $80 billion in 2026. Other major players include DigitalBridge and Blackstone, which have made huge equity plays in the space. Um, uh, so the biggest billionaire investors in data centers would be the founders and major shareholders of those big tech companies. That's people like Jeff Bezos with Amazon, Mark Zuckerberg with Meta, Satya Nadella at Microsoft, and Sundar Pichai. I'm sure that's wrong. At Google, they're all pouring billions into data center infrastructure for AI. There's also folks like Elon Musk. Oh, surprise, surprise,
Hmm.
who's involved in various tech infrastructure plays, and of course is a hair's breadth or a whisper away from becoming the first trillionaire. Um,
Right. On
now,
paper.
yeah. Let's see. So, other billionaires invested in data centers in the United States? Good question, Claude says. Beyond the tech founders, there are billionaires like Blackstone's Steven Schwartzman and other private equity titans who've made huge data center plays through their firms. There's also Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway, which has
Uh-huh.
invested heavily in power generation to support data centers, and folks like the owners of Digital Bridge and other infrastructure investment firms are getting seriously into this space as well.
Yeah, I remember I said that thing about Warren Buffett. That must have been what I was thinking about, hearing that he was really invested in AI,
Hmm.
which is disturbing. But
Yeah, well, let me tell you something. In the real estate um, industry, more and more of these real estate agencies are promoting and encouraging AI. Not necessarily, and it's not necessarily that they're like, oh, we want unregulated AI, but utilizing AI. So it doesn't surprise me all that much that
no, he's doing it as an investment
he's
because it's
doing,
yeah.
yeah. But also, I mean, let me just tell you, because I'm a real estate agent, our company is heavily like they're encouraging um us to learn about AI because, well, that's how buyers are finding you. That's how sellers may be finding
Hmm.
you. You need to know, what AI is saying about you, blah, blah, blah. Utilizing AI for marketing, utilizing AI, it just, and for me, and I'm not a Luddite, but for me, again, AI, I'm sure there are applications that are good, but we we are way like the cart is way ahead of the horse. Like
Well, the
there's
problem is, yeah, but the problem is it's unregulated AI right now.
exactly,
Because
exactly.
we've got Donald Trump just going hog, thinking that, I mean, these people are the worst people to have in charge when you have something like AI coming
Hmm.
up,
Yeah.
because they just think about it as how much can we
Hmm.
make off of this?
That's right. That's right. And that's kind of what I mean, the cart before the horse. It's like not
Hmm.
putting in, the protections that are
Hmm.
needed, so it's just like going gangbusters, like, oh, great, let's do it,
Well, we're
and
gonna,
without having any kind of regulation or
and we'll talk
protection.
exactly, and we'll talk about this some more. But we're gonna need, I think, I mean, what we really gonna need with this AI just taking so many jobs is a UBI, Universal Basic Income.
Yep.
I think
Yeah.
that's the only way we can go. And Republicans are never going to pass that. They're never going to even think about that.
Hmm.
So it's going to be tough for Democrats because we're going to have to think about things like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And tell people,
Hmm.
I mean,
Start spreading the word. Yep.
exactly. So I want to play this video. This is speaking of Texas, so um I'm gonna go ahead and play this.
Okay.
All right, folks, I'm currently standing in the Rio Grande River right now. This is what it looks like right here, all dirt, all dirt.
Mm.
You're looking at an environmental catastrophe, what this is. The new Meta data center in Los Lunas, New Mexico, takes 75 million gallons per year to cool down the data center. And this is what we're left with.
Oh my God.
I
Is
know.
it like
Another data center is being built in El Paso right now, a Facebook Meta data center. How much more water is that going to take? This is going to be, folks, this is apocalyptic. I've never seen a river like this. By this time of the year, you couldn't even swim in this. It would take you under. The undercurrent would take you out. This is unbelievable. No more water. So what does that mean for the farmland, the ranch lands, the cattle, the houses? I mean, are they soon going to start moving people out of this area? Are they going to start moving people out of here to what, 15-minute cities? You're not going to be able to survive out here? What's going to happen to the agriculture?
Mm-hmm.
Folks, what we're looking at here is unprecedented. We've never seen anything like this before. I'm sounding the alarm bells. This has never before happened. I've never seen it like this. Bone dry.
It is
Bone
bone
dry. All of it. Unbelievable. Better write your congressman, because these politicians are as corrupt as they come, all getting paid off for this. So what does this mean? We're going to trade out humanity for AI so they can track and trace you better. And who's bringing this in? Well, it looks like to me, Trump is taking down the deep state, right? He's going after Obama. He's going after everybody, but he's replacing it with AI data centers, ruining the environment.
Okay, wait a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait a minute. I didn't hear that part.
Who is this dude? Okay, so you
I don't
didn't
know.
hear that part.
No, I
So
didn't hear that part.
basically, it's like, yeah, he's taking out Obama, but he's replacing it with AI. What?
What a loop. Oh my God, this guy
this
almost
isn't
got it. He was this close. He was this close.
to really understanding it. It's like, are you okay?
Oh my God. Yeah.
But here's the thing. What it says to me is that there are obviously this, right. He was a right winger.
Yeah, obviously Trump supporter.
Okay. He's Trump supporter. And now he's talking about this.
But he's trying to, it's once again, it's cognitive dissonance. And he's trying to justify, well, Trump is taking down the deep state, but he's invested.
There was no deep state.
Yeah, there was no deep state.
The deep state
is just replacing it with AI. There was no
right.
deep state. So, I mean, he's a little crazy, but that it's true.
But the image is, I'll just tell you this for anybody that is just listening to this. Yeah, that is, it's bone dry. It looks like beach. It looks like you're standing on a beach.
It's very scary what's going on. And that's another thing when we talk about regulations, we need to protect the environment. We cannot survive like that with things like that happening.
No.
He's right about what's going to happen to the agriculture, what's going to happen to the cattle. I mean, it's going to disrupt our food supply. All of these things are going to happen. And these people don't seem to care because they're like building their own little biospheres, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, so here's another video that kind of discusses the AI situation. I'm going to go ahead and play this.
Bet you didn't see this.
It's going to require, as we said, trillions of dollars of capital. Governments cannot build these out alone. They don't have the wherewithal. And two, their deficits are started to be mounting. And we spend too little time talking about the U.S. deficits and other countries' deficits. So this is all going to be the role of private sector.
For those of you who don't know, that's Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, talking about the biggest AI data centers that are being built in the United States. And much like the one in Utah, all of these data centers are being built without any approval by the public. Nobody's even asking. They're just doing it. But before I get ahead of myself, let me just tell you about the one in Utah.
Yes, I did.
Okay. I thought,
Watch this.
Go ahead.
So, Utah has approved a data center so massive, it's going to be more than twice the size of Manhattan. It's being built in the empty desert of northwestern Utah, near Snowville, close to the Idaho border. The project is called the Stratus Data Center, and it's being pushed by Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. And the power demand is even crazier. The site could eventually need up to 3 gigawatts of electricity, roughly the output of multiple nuclear reactors. Environmental groups warn it could raise Utah's planet heating pollution by nearly 50%. Estimates suggest the project's power systems could consume up to 16.6 billion gallons of water per year. That's enough water to fill around 25,000 Olympic swimming pools, all in one of the driest states in America.
Yeah, let me just give you some more comparisons to how big this thing is. This thing is the size of San Francisco. It's 80 times the size of Disneyland. It's bigger than all of Disney World. Disney World is about 43 square miles. This one's going to be about 62 square miles. It's the size of Paris. If you were to put together 15 million suburban house lots, it would still be bigger. It's the same size as if you were to drive from Los Angeles to Central Texas. It's as big as 30,000 football fields. Now, to put that in perspective, let's pretend this little person is you. This is 100 football fields. This is 1,000 football fields. This is 10,000 football fields. And this is 30,000 football fields. In addition, it's said that this thing is going to raise the temperature in the day by 5 degrees and at night up to 28 degrees. You know what that means for the environment? Do you know what that means? That is an ecological disaster. But Mr. Wonderful,
according to Oxfam, of the world's 85 richest people is equal to the 3.5 billion poorest people.
It's fantastic. And this is a great thing because it inspires everybody, gets the motivation to look up to the 1% and say, I want to become one of those people.
Okay.
What?
All right. Who?
What's his name? Fink?
This is the Shark Tank guy.
Oh, that's not O'Leary. This guy's name is Fink.
No. The guy that is
O'Leary?
speaking right now is O'Leary. I'm looking right at him.
Okay, this guy needs to go. That's why I want the billionaire island, okay, surrounded by sharks. Okay.
Send them all to Epstein Island.
No, they would like Epstein Island. I want to send them to Billionaire Island.
In the middle of nowhere. And just
we can make Epstein Island Billionaire Island, and we'll just send them there every time.
Send them there. When
you make $1 billion, unless you've done some good, and then you can prove it, like your governor over there, Governor Pritzker. They have to go to Billionaire Island as soon as they become billionaires.
And this is it.
And then they have to fight it out to the death.
Anita, you too can, just look to the 1%.
I know. Well, that's what I think. When I think about
what the fuck is he talking about?
And honestly, anybody that dreams that, how many people first of all, to become a billionaire, most of them either were born rich or they were born with some sort of cushion, right? Yes. Where they could fail and still do okay.
None of these people are fucking self-made. None of them are self-made.
Mm-hmm.
They all had advantages. They all had money given to them, seed money, like a lot of seed money.
A lot, yeah.
This is not just like, okay, you and me, growing up in a
middle class to lower middle class household.
Exactly. That's like, Who the fuck do these people think? Oh my God.
Anna, honestly, you know what? We're not thinking about that. Nowadays, we're just thinking about getting by. People don't even think about that. We can't even conceive of that.
Savings is a privilege at this point.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, this is what world? What world? I mean, why is this person walking around upright? Like,
I know. That's why I say we should send a Billionaire Island and let them kill each other.
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I can't. This is what. Okay. Look, this is a 5-minute video. Let's just play it and stop. We can stop it and rant.
Okay.
Because
go ahead.
Oh God. All right.
It really is a trigger.
Fight hard to get up to the top. This is fantastic news. And of course I applaud it. What can be wrong with this?
Really?
It's a celebratory stat. I'm very excited about it. I'm wonderful to see it happen.
Who's backing this project swears that Utah needs it and wants it.
For hell's sakes, grow up.
What? Who was saying that?
This is one of the
be quiet and let our citizens
guys
be said, please.
Hold on.
Thank you.
People all over profit.
Why are you protecting? What are you just
A very emotionally charged meeting as Box Elder County commissioners moved to approve the Stratos project. That started with a protest outside before the meeting and then standing room only inside the huge exhibit hall. And after multiple interruptions, they decided to move into a smaller room and then broadcast it out to Zoom, which of course upset a lot of people. The commissioners say because land in Box Elder County is not zoned at all, that they really didn't have any way to stop this, and that by approving it now, they were able to get some concessions that were made by the developer.
We certainly wish that we would have been brought to the table sooner. But the
They want to
situation
shove
is
it
where-
down our throat. They're going to shove it down our throat. People do not want this.
No.
And they're moving the meeting into this Zoom to make it a Zoom meeting because they just don't want to be interrupted in all their
They don't want to be
plans.
interrupted by people. Oh my God. Okay, here. We have another little bit on this. Hold on.
Okay,
Let me
go
just
ahead.
play it through.
it's at, and the situation in order for us to protect our county where we were at needed to happen the way it did today.
Now, what would you need that much data for? And this is only one of them. Remember, there's all those other ones that they're planning. What would you need all that data for? It would make sense if they were building the largest, most expensive AI surveillance system in human history. Sure would make sense. Yep. And that would also explain why Trump and like every billionaire in the world went to China just a couple weeks ago. Maybe they were doing some kind of deal or some kind of negotiation to implement AI surveillance in the United States of America like they have in China. That would be crazy, right? Right. But what
Not
do I know?
now.
I'm just a conspiracy theorist.
That's not so crazy anymore.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. So this is, I just want to give props to this guy. So he's on let's see here. I went Wenster VIP. I Wenster VIP. He's on X, IWENDS. I'm sorry, IWENDTSTER on X. Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing
Yep.
some good work.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so disturbing the way they're shoving it down people's throats. People do not want this. I mean,
No.
I get that some people, at work, some makes some things easier, but for the most part, people are just they just hate it.
Yep.
They do not like AI. And I
No.
know, like when you call places and you get AI, it just makes me angry.
Me too. Me too. And, like, yeah, it just, again, like there can be some applications for AI
Right.
and benefits from, AI. Okay,
Finding
sure.
cures and
Yeah,
things like
nobody's
that.
saying that that's not possible, but there has to be, like you said, regulated.
Hmm.
It
Oh, it
has
has
to
to
be
be highly
regulated,
regulated.
and it shouldn't be just jammed down people's throats. And the thing that concerns me is that you and I have been talking about Project 2025 and Peter Thiel's involvement in that, and Palantir, and then you have Doge, right? And you have
Yep.
Elon Musk going in and stealing, getting our data. And then you have these, all these stories about Peter Thiel's company collecting data on women's menstrual cycles and and them talking about having this master database.
Yeah, there it is in Utah.
There it is. I mean, this is like no fucking joke. And I'm sorry, but you dumb fucks that voted for this shit because,
Hmm.
oh, I just wanted to fuck things up. Or,
Yeah.
I didn't like the whole thing about immigration. Or I
Just
didn't
want to
like
burn it all
whatever.
down.
Let's just burn it all down. Or I don't like Gaza. Well, here, this is what we're getting now. This is what we're getting.
And you know what? These kind of things are actually going to unite a lot of the right and the left.
Yeah, where are
Because
you going to move?
and
Where do we go
we're
with
the
this?
libertarians.
Yeah. Yeah. Go fucking figure.
I don't know. They're all Rand Paul. They're
Well,
all voting-
look, I mean, but yeah, okay. Well,
or
I think
Thomas
it was.
Massey.
Yeah.
Honestly, the thing I just as an aside, Thomas Massey. Now, David said he was going to run as an independent. I don't know if that's true or not in that race in Congress. I heard that he was just registering to run in 2028. But the thing is, he has a hardcore following. He do get 45% of the vote. And let me tell you, this rift that you're seeing, you're going to see it now. It's going to affect all these different elections, and here in Texas, even I think.
Mm-hmm. I think you're right. I think you're right. Okay, well, moving on. We're coming back to Texas here.
Okay.
And this is looks like a video with your governor.
Oh, great.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And some other dude, baldy dude. Hold on.
Americans.
Whoop, hold on one second.
What is it? It's about AI, right?
Yeah. Yep. Well, yes, this is BlackRock CEO. Sorry, Larry Fink.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Americans
Can you hear that?
Yes.
Okay,
to
good.
think about growing with the United States. We will have far than enough money to invest in this infrastructure. But as the governor was talking about, the need for electrons is growing every day. Some of these, if we're going to be the leader in technology, which we are, if we are going to be the leader in AI, which we presently are, it's just going to require trillions of dollars of investments. And if we don't invest in it, China will be the global leader in this. And so to me, it's not whether, this is a must. And if you think about how that translates, it translates into a more dynamic economy. We need the United States economy to grow at over 2%. We need the U.S. economy to grow at 3%, especially with the growing deficits the federal government has. And so much of this money, not just the projects, is going to be coming from the private sector, from savings accounts, from pension accounts, from insurance companies, and on and on and on. The whole world is in need of improving the infrastructure.
Okay, can I just ask? Okay, whoa. Okay, it's gonna cost. Okay, we're talking about the increasing deficit too. He's like, and that's the reason why. Why?
Well, he thinks that somehow our GDP is going to grow, and what's growing right now, the GDP is growing because of this AI, but it's only benefiting a small group of people. But here's the problem: when he says we need to beat China, we need to be leading the world in AI, and I'm like, no, we need to be leading the world in renewable energy right now.
Right.
China is doing both, actually.
Right.
And AI is going to take our jobs. It's going to take our energy. It's going to take our water. What is renewable energy going to do? Provide cheaper energy, save on water, and create jobs.
Yep.
So what do we want to do?
Right.
It's just what he's saying. He just wants to make money.
That's all it is. And he's trying to like, throw out. But he said something about the deficit, with the mounting deficit. That's one of the reasons why. Wait, what? I mean, it's like, that's just a word.
Throwing stuff out there.
Yeah, that's just a fucking word that dumb fucks are going to sit there and say, oh, because they've heard that word before. I heard that word before. So, oh, okay. That's why we have to just go ahead and do this. It's like we are slowly being boiled.
Yeah. His reasoning doesn't make any sense.
None.
I think it sounds like a lot like that trickle down, that we're going to all, do better, because when rich people are doing great, then it's going to trickle down to the rest of us.
Well, Anita, you don't know what's good for you. So because I have a lot of money, I know what's good for you.
You need more money.
So,
yeah, you need more money.
And I need more money
to take it from you.
So that, and we're going to take it from you.
And eventually you're going to be much better off.
But you're going to be better off. You'll see eventually. Later on, you're going to be a lot better off.
In 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, you're going to be a lot better off. I mean, listen, MAGA, wake up. They know you're dumb.
They know you're dumb.
It's not just that they think you're dumb. They know you're dumb.
Yeah. MAGA, I think a lot of them, now I'm not saying all of them, some of them are like these people I'm hearing for Ken Paxton, who are this, most of them, I'm telling you, the ones that are the most, that are sticking with Trump and who love Paxton the most, are these evangelical Christians. At least they call themselves Christians.
Mm-hmm.
And who knows? They want the end of the world anyway, so they can all be with Jesus.
Oh. Well, this is from the West Virginia Holler. I'm going to play this video.
No. See, this is where all the water's coming in. And it's never happened like that, and I've been here 30 years.
Whole backyard is flooded.
Oh, Jesus.
So this is video. I'm just going to go ahead and read this. This is from Mason County, West Virginia. Voted plus 82 per 82 Trump. Their reward, you ask, a new data center and a backyard swamp to complement their smokestacks. Winning.
Well, I'm sure they don't blame Donald Trump. It's probably the deep state. It's probably
It's the
Obama
deep.
and
Yeah,
Biden's
right,
fault. Yeah.
right.
Anyway, that's crazy. These people, I mean, okay, this is what they voted for, and they're never going to connect the dots.
Yep. Another one, Tyrion A on Twitter says Mark Zuckerberg built a massive data center in Georgia, just hundreds of yards from people's homes. Water pressure collapse, sinks don't run, toilets won't refill, homes shake nonstop, power outages are common. A billionaire gets his servers, working families get steamrolled. I'm just gonna go ahead and play
Another
this.
state that voted for Trump. I'm sure this area did for sure.
Sure.
This is our cold water pressure in the kitchen.
Wow.
This is where I fill up water for storage. Those are the things we have to fill up to flush the toilets.
So you can see the sediment from the data center. Wow, and that's just from the water coming out of your faucet.
Yeah. And this is what's in all the pipes.
Just the well itself is probably 20,000, and that's not counting any of the
All the
faucets.
replacement
Yeah.
of the fixtures and
That's
faucets
just
and
the way.
toilets and the lines that come underneath the house. It's overwhelming because you really feel like you are up against this huge wall that you can't penetrate. There's nothing that you can do, and they don't care.
I'm here in Mansfield, Georgia, driving by Meta's new 2 million square foot data center facility. Facilities like this are being used to power things like ChatGPT and other AI tools that are becoming integrated into our daily life.
Data centers, going to be a very hot item.
This entire supercomputer is built to power Grok.
We see data centers as the most exciting asset class.
Meta is building a 2 gigawatt plus data center that is so large it would cover a significant part of Manhattan.
But data centers come with big costs, from light and noise pollution to the environmental impacts, to the potential rising costs of energy bills. These facilities put extraordinary demand on the power grid and require entirely new infrastructure.
They should be responsible for that, not us.
Search the internet for profits that Meta has made, Amazon, Microsoft. They can afford to pay for their own generation.
We came to Georgia to ask two questions. What's the true cost of the AI revolution, and who should be paying for it?
Your house is here, and the data center is right there.
It's less than 400 yards.
Beverly and Jeff Morris bought their home an hour's drive from downtown Atlanta in 2016, but their roots in the community run much deeper.
Being in the country has always just been my peace and my therapy. When we found this place, we decided that this was it. It was perfect.
I was actually raised probably 5 miles from here.
Yeah. Who should pay for it? Who's making the profits?
Mm-hmm. Right.
I mean, and they voted for Trump. Whatever. But
yeah,
it's just so sad.
It is so, yeah, it is so, it
frustrating.
is, like what they said. It's like they know that, I mean, they're just going to do it. And it doesn't matter. And there's like literally nothing anybody can do about it.
No.
And the damage, I mean, this is the thing. Like we all, the media, and they're just failing. And the fact that, I mean, this is an independent, this is an independent journalist doing this. And, the media should be talking about all of this, nonstop. And it's just, I mean, Anita, it's like, there's so many things. I know there's so many things going on. We're at war with Iran. We didn't need to be in. It's causing all kinds of crisis and hurt to people. Everybody I know is talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
People that never talked about this stuff, they're talking about this.
About AI?
No, well, they talk about that, but they talk about just what they're dealing with right now. It's immediately being felt because of what Donald Trump is doing. And then he's running around talking about ballroom and, like the courts are tied up trying to fight against all of his stupid vanity projects. And then there's the slush fund. And then there's this shit that's happening, and
I
nobody
know.
see, you know, and these local legislatures just rolling over.
Let me tell you something. If a politician, if he's smart, will run against this
Yes,
because
definitely.
we definitely need to do something about this. This is an emergency.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, it needs to be regulated. Like I said before, we need to talk about all these jobs that we're going to lose through AI, and maybe talk about a UBI, universal basic income, and then of course the environmental repercussions from this have to be regulated,
Mm-hmm.
strictly regulated. Right now, it's just a free for all.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So here, I'm just going to read the Atlantic did an article, and this is let me go back up here. So it's entitled Pope Leo's Unsettling Vision of the AI Future. His new encyclical Magnifica Humanitas seeks to counterbalance alarm that with hope, but lands firmly on one side by Francis X. Roca. So he's, he's coming out, so one of I'll just read a couple of things here. Leo decries AI driven unemployment, especially among young people, as well as the environmental degradation caused by energy intensive carbon emitting AI infrastructure. He condemns the exploitation of workers, such as those who label data, moderate disturbing content, or extract the resources required for the production of the devices and microprocessors on which AI depends. So he says on many of these issues, Leo offers prescriptions for a reform that rely heavily on governments and institutions to mitigate AI's risks. As is typical for papal documents, the encyclical does not offer detailed recommendations or specify which bodies should carry them out. Robust legal frameworks, independent oversight, informed users, and a political system that does not abdicate its responsibility are required, he writes. With regard to work, the Pope argues that every introduction of automation and AI should be accompanied by verifiable measures to protect the employment, retraining, and participation of workers.
Yeah, I mean, but we don't have responsible leadership.
Yeah.
Not here in the United States of America.
Yeah.
So we're just going to have to, I don't know how we mitigate it. I guess we do it locally by protesting these data centers and doing everything we can. I think what you're going to start seeing is some sabotage of a lot of them.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say that because I don't think people should resort to that, but the desperation when people are like you saw in these videos without water and, flooding.
Yeah, absolutely.
And people losing their jobs.
Mm-hmm.
People are going to get desperate.
Yes.
So
yeah, we are in very, very
very trying
challenging time, and I'm just going to read one more thing out of this if I can. Magnifica Humanitas repeatedly advises against giving tech leaders unbridled power to develop AI and determine its use. When control over platforms, data, and computing power is concentrating in the hands of a few, Leo writes, it tends to become opaque and evade public oversight, increasing the risk of distorted forms of development. Elsewhere, he warns that small but highly influential groups can shape, inform, and consumption patterns, influence democratic processes, and steer economic dynamics to their own advantage, undermining social justice and solidarity among peoples.
That's exactly what's happening.
That's exactly that.
And he's talking to the those Tech 7 or whatever they call them, that are running are basically propping up the stock market right now.
Yep. Yep. So, yeah, there's so much going on. And look, if everybody out there, and we're all feeling this. I mean, you're not alone. Just know that. We're all feeling stressed out. We're all feeling anxious, and knowledge is power. We have to be the ones to get the word out because, of course, as we mentioned, the mainstream media is not doing enough and to tell those stories. We have to reach out to our legislators, and we need to demand that they start talking more about this because this is big. This is something that is happening with all of the noise that's going around or whatever. This is the type of thing that's going unnoticed or underreported.
That's right. And we'll keep talking about it.
Yeah, we're going to keep talking about this. But do share and share
Call
this
your
podcast.
congressman.
Call your congressman, demand that they put a stop to this, and demand that we have to, halt this stuff, get things
Regulate it.
regulated. We have to have legislation that regulates this stuff because
Mhm.
this is serious. So this is going to plunge us into a major crisis, and it's already
And,
doing it. I mean, we're
and,
already seeing effects.
and you're going to see popular support for regulating this. I'm telling
Yes,
you, people are
absolutely.
scared of AI, and
Yeah.
they should be.
And we should be. We should be. I mean, it's one thing, like I have my little, my little vacuum that's I guess AI, little robot guy that cleans my floor.
Hmm.
Okay. I don't think he's going to kill me. I don't think.
No, but the
But
energies he's using will kill all of us.
yes, but the energy he's using will kill us all. I don't think he has any data on me, but who knows?
No,
Anyway,
he's spying on you.
he
I'm
might
telling
be.
you,
He
he
might
might
be.
be. Who knows?
Well, you know what? Yeah, if you want clean
That's how they get you.
floors, just understand you're going to have to lose some of your privacy. That's all.
That's right.
Well, listen, everybody, thank you so much for joining
Thank you.
us on today's daily. And please hit the like and subscribe.
Smash the button.
And also follow us on Patreon. We have our bi-weekly podcast that goes out on every platform. And then we're doing this, we're trying to do it every single day, but there are some days that we do a lot of heavy media stuff. So that's usually Fridays that we'll kind of take a day off. And then on the days that our bi-weekly drops, we will not be recording. But other than that, we are trying to do it every weekday. So please share, like, subscribe, share us, tell your friends. We need to get the word out. Love you all.
Bye, guys.
And I'm going to play us out with another banger by the Patty. Who is this? By Militar Craft is who's taking credit for this one. Have a great day, everybody. Bear with me. Let's get the sound on first. Hold on.
Yeah. 30 rounds at the White House, you was hiding inside. Oval Office curtains drawn, nowhere to ride. Third time this month that the shots came through, and you thought you could take Tehran. That's cute. 900 strikes on day one, epic fury. Thought the whole regime would fall in a hurry. 87 days, where's the regime now? Standing taller than your Secret Service allows. You can't even guard your house, but you try to take ours. 87 days and Tehran still stands. Now you're begging with your hat in your hands. Can't even guard your house, can't even walk out your front door. Lost a war you couldn't finish, now the deal is what you're begging for. 42 jets, gone from the sky, 800 million just the first reply. Your base is in ruins from Qatar to Erbil. Aircraft carrier stuck in your pilots don't feel like flying over Hormuz no more. The Strait stays locked, that's the Persian door. Then you fired on a tanker deflects, some might brutal blown off, still can't win the fight. You can't even guard your house, but you try to take ours. 87 days and Tehran still stands. Now you're begging with your hat in your hands. Can't even guard your house, can't even walk out your front door. Lost a war you couldn't finish, now the deal is what you're begging for. Hey, hey, 280 billion, what did you get? A frozen Vivian, a canceled vote. Your own party ran from the floor, couldn't even pass your own war. 20 billion going back to Tehran, Pakistan passing notes like it's Ramadan. You wrote the book on the art of the deal, looks more like the art of the Neil. You can't even guard your house, but you tried to take ours. 87 days and Tehran still stands. Now you're begging with your hat in your hands. Can't even guard your house, can't even walk out your front door. Launched a war you couldn't finish, now the deal is what you're begging for.